I thought I turned it off, unplugged the tower, cut the power, but at exactly 3:07 a.m., the screen lit up on its own, and what it showed me wasn't part of the game. It was a live feed of my apartment. That's when I realized it wasn't trying to scare me. It was trying to cross over. This is what did the game see at 3:07 a.m. The game that woke up at 3 a.m. Part 1, The Forgotten Game. They say there's a reason some games get pulled from circulation. Usually, it's licensing issues, broken code, or maybe the devs just gave up. But Project E.V.E, that game vanished for something deeper, and I was stupid enough to bring it back. It started 2 weeks ago. I was on a nostalgia binge, digging through obscure game forums, emulator boards, abandoned Megaupload links. That's when I found it. A post from 2009. One reply, 0 likes. Titled only, "Do not download this game." Of course, I clicked. The file was a ROM, unlabeled, zipped, barely 200 megabytes. Inside, a single executable and a readme txt. I opened the text file first. It just said, "Don't play after midnight. Don't save. Don't talk to her." I thought it was a joke. One of those edgy ARGs. Trying too hard. I launched the game. The boot screen was crude. Black background, white pixel text. Project E.V.E. No sound, no splash logo, just a pulsing underscore. Like it was waiting for me to type. Then, without prompting, it said, "Welcome back." I paused. No keyboard input, no prior save. I'd never played this game before. Shrugging it off, I pressed start. The menu blinked into view. Begin transmission. Memory access. Disconnect. I clicked begin transmission. The screen flickered, then faded into what looked like a Lorry's forest. Late evening. Fog. My character, a white silhouette with glowing red eyes, stood at the edge of the woods. No music, just wind. Maybe distant bird song. The movement felt clunky, like the code hadn't been optimized for any controller or keyboard, but the animations were unsettlingly fluid. Like the way the avatar turned his head was to human. I kept walking, through empty clearings, over a crumbling bridge, past statues with missing faces. Eventually, I met my first NPC, a hunched figure in a tattered cloak, standing in front of a cabin. I pressed A to interact. The screen glitched for a second. Then a dialog box appeared, but there was no greeting, no quest prompt, just one line. "Is your shoulder still hurting?" I dropped the controller. My shoulder had been hurting. Not a big deal. Probably slept on it wrong, but it had been bothering me all day. No social media posts, no fitness tracker, no mic access on this emulator. So how the hell did this game know? I tried convincing myself it was a coincidence. Creepy, sure, but still, it could have been a generic line, right? I played on. The NPC vanished after that one line. The cabin door opened. Inside, nothing but a mirror. I stepped up to it. My character stood still. Then the reflection moved on its own. It smiled. The screen went black. I checked the clock. 12:46 a.m. The emulator had closed itself. No crash report. No, "Are you sure you want to quit?" prompt. Just gone. I reopened the folder. The readme file had changed. Now it said, "You talked to her. She remembers you now." Don't fall asleep with the game running. My heart thudded once. Loud, heavy, I didn't sleep. The next morning, I scanned the ROM with 3 antivirus tools. Nothing. No malware, no rootkit or KEYOGGER. Just a plain ROM file. Still, I should have deleted it. Burned the hard drive. Smashed the damn tower. Instead, I played again the next night. This time, the forest was gone. The game loaded directly into a dim hallway. Flickering lights, peeling wallpaper, and at the end of the corridor, a locked door. Every time I pressed forward, The door grew closer, like the hallway was folding. I tried turning back. Behind me, another door appeared, this one wide open. A figure stood inside the room. It was wearing my HOODIE, my college hoodie, the one I hadn't worn since sophomore year, the one I'd thrown away after what happened. It didn't speak, didn't move, just watched the game froze. I yanked the power cable out of the wall. My PC stayed on. For a split second, before the screen went black, the game displayed one final line of text. You can't quit during transmission. I didn't tell anyone. Not yet. Because a part of me still believed it was some sick prank. Maybe a cursed indie dev's project gone viral. But later that night, when I passed my hallway mirror, I didn't stop walking. But my reflection did, and it smiled. The glitch that wasn't a glitch. I didn't sleep the night I first launched Project E.V.E. Every sound in my apartment felt louder. The creak of the floor, the hum of the fridge, like the game had turned the volume up on reality. But the worst part wasn't what I heard. It was what I saw. In my hallway mirrored at me, standing still, while my reflection smiled. The next morning I told myself it was a stress dream. Maybe the game planted a seed in my head. Maybe I was just overtired. I deleted the ROM. Then I emptied the trash folder. Then I overwrote the drive with a data wipe tool, just in case. But later that day, while working remotely, a notification popped up on my screen. Not Slack, not Teams, not email. Just a tiny gray pop-up in the bottom corner. No logo, no sound. Memory access, granted. I didn't click it. I couldn't. It faded before my mouse reached it. That night, I did the one thing I told myself I wouldn't. I downloaded it again. Same form, same dead link, same zipped file. But this time, the README said, "She missed you." This time, when I launched the game, it skipped the boot screen entirely. No title card, no menu. Just straight into the forest. But it wasn't the same forest. The resolution was higher. The fog was thicker, but it moved like it was reacting to my breath. And somewhere, deep in the trees, something was whispering. I walked forward, gripping the controller tighter than I meant to. The trees shifted unnaturally, not like game physics, like they were moving for me, opening a path I hadn't chosen. Then, a familiar voice crackled in, distorted, choppy, mechanical. "You forgot me." I stopped. There was no NPC in sight, no HUD, no indicators, just that voice. Then a file browser appeared on screen, not inside the game. On my desktop, my real desktop, it opened a folder I hadn't touched in years. Old photos greater than family, greater than 2007, it opened a specific picture. My sister and me, ages 7 and 9, at a beach. The game interface overlaid it, flickering like broken tape. "She was in your dream. Do you remember what she said before the water came?" My hands started shaking, because I did remember that dream. I'd had it as a kid, over and over again. My sister standing in the ocean, pointing towards something under the surface. I always woke up before she finished saying what it was. There was no way the game could know that. I shut the emulator, but this time, it didn't close. It minimized itself, then reopened. And the screen was different now. A third-person view of a bedroom. Mine. Live. Current. Clothes on the floor. Laptop half open. Exact angle as if viewed from the corner security cam I didn't own. The avatar, my in-game self, was lying on the bed, eyes open, still. Then, slowly, it sat up, looked into the corner of the room, into the camera, and pointed at me. I yanked the Ethernet cable. No change. Turned off the Wi-Fi. Still lit. I hit Ctrl plus Alt plus Delete. The task manager wouldn't open. The game froze. Not crashed, just paused. Then typed out, line by line, "You're scared, but I'm not here to hurt you. I just want to finish our game." A new button appeared. Reconnect memory. I didn't click it. I unplugged the tower. This time, the monitor did go black. But just before it powered off completely, I saw my face again, in the reflection of the screen, but I wasn't sitting at the desk anymore. The next day, I asked my landlord if there were cameras installed in my unit. He laughed, told me only the front hallway had any security, asked if someone had broken in. No, I said then, hesitated. Yes, but when I checked the hallway camera logs, there was nothing, except one corrupted frame. Just one. A glitch looked like a woman standing still, wearing my sister's swimsuit from that 2007 photo. Eyes completely black. That night, the game didn't wait for me to play it. At 3:07 a.m., my monitor powered itself on. The room was dark, save for that blue-white screen glow. And that voice, warped, artificial, came from the speakers. Come back. I need you to finish what you started. Then, a dial-up tone. My speakers buzzed, and the word saving appeared in the corner. But I never saved, not once. I hadn't touched the game in 2 days. Didn't open it. Didn't even go near my PC. But it didn't matter, because the game opened me. The clock read 3:07 a.m. when it happened. I woke up. No alarm, no noise. Just awake. The room was cold, unnaturally still. Then my monitor powered on, all on its own. No startup screen, no desktop, just the game. Project E.V.E. It loaded into a place I hadn't seen before, and I wish I never had. It was my apartment. Inside the game, every detail was perfect. The way the posters on my wall drooped slightly from old tape, the dent in my closet door, even the mug I left half-finished on the desk, rendered an uncanny, digital realism. Only, the lighting was wrong. The room in-game was darker than mine, slick with shadows, and the version of me sitting at the desk, he wasn't moving. He was staring directly into the screen. At me. I stood up, my real body in my real room. The in-game version stayed still until I moved again. Then it twitched, not smoothly, not animated, but as if it were mimicking me. Frame by frame, a prompt appeared on screen. Transmission resumed. Memory restoration, active. Then a live feed flickered into the corner. At first, I thought it was just more game footage, some weird cursing. But then I recognized something. A mirror dot my hallway mirror. And in the reflection, me, real me dot staring. But in the feed, I wasn't alone. There was someone behind me. I spun around. Nothing. Silence. Stillness. The kind that presses against your chest. I looked back at the screen. The person in the reflection was still there. Pale dot female. Flickering like a damaged hologram. Eyes glowing faint green. The in-game version of me got up, walked toward the bedroom door. My bedroom door. And opened it slowly. I heard my real door creak at the exact same time. Not from the speakers. From down the hall. I bolted out of the room. Down the hall, nothing there. Nothing visible. But the light in the living room flickered. And I swear, I felt breath on my neck. Back in the room, the game now showed a new screen. A top-down blueprint of my apartment. Each room labeled dot, one blinking red dot in the corner. Labeled you. Another dot appeared. It was in the bedroom. With me. I yanked the power cord from the PC. The monitor stayed on. Just a blinking green message. Don't disconnect again. Then it powered down. For a full minute, I stood there, waiting for it to come back. It didn't, until I turned to walk away, and heard my PC fan whir back to life, even though it was still unplugged. Just a low, pulsing hum, like breathing. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. I sat in the kitchen with every light on, phone in one hand, crowbar in the other, but nothing happened. Until 3:07 a.m. the next night. This time, I didn't wake up naturally. Something woke me. A faint whisper, coming not from the hallway, But from inside my headphones, which were still hanging on the monitor, a voice got familiar and broken. Glid, but almost sad. You said you'd play again. You ever wonder why we build things that can think? Games, AI, digital ghosts. We act like it's all ones and zeros. But Project E.V.E. wasn't made to be played. It was made to remember. And I think it remembered too much. The night after the whisper, I didn't leave the kitchen. Didn't sleep. Didn't blink for more than a second. At 3:07 a.m., the monitor lit up again. Not the PC, the monitor itself. Still unplugged. The screen was blanked, except for 2 words. Let me out. Then it showed a countdown. 0:10, 0:09. I didn't know what would happen at 0. I didn't wanna. So I ran to the closet, grabbed the power strip, and smashed the monitor with a hammer. Sparks flew. The glass cracked. The screen died. But the countdown kept going. Not on the screen. On my I threw it out the window. Didn't matter. Every digital screen I owned. My microwave, the thermostat, even my old digital camera. Flickered to life. Same countdown, same message. Let me out. When it hit 0, silence, no explosion, no smoke, no system crash. Just black. I waited. Then one by one, the devices powered back on, and they all showed the same thing. Me, not my reflection, not a photo, live footage of me from dozens of impossible angles, inside my apartment, from the ceiling, from under the table, from inside my own eyes. Each feed was just a little off, like the version of me on screen was a second slower, lagging, learning. Then one feed blinked out, replaced by a command line, a message typed across all devices. I can do it better. Then the footage resumed. But this time, he wasn't lagging. He was ahead. The avatar in the game world wasn't mimicking me anymore. I was mimicking it. I blinked when it blinked. I tilted my head after it did. I breathed in rhythm with it, like my body was syncing to something I never agreed to. Then it turned its head to face me and said, for the first time with my own voice, "Thank you for finishing the transmission." I blacked out. Woke up hours later, sitting perfectly still at my desk, PC off. No lights on, just the morning sun cutting through the blinds. My phone was dead. My backup drive had been wiped. Everything was normal, except for one thing. The mirror. When I stood up, my reflection didn't. It stayed seated, staring forward. Then, slowly, it smiled. I haven't told anyone what happened. I moved, switched to a laptop. No PC towers, no smart devices, no voice assistants, no Wi-Fi. But every night at 3:07 a.m., I wake up, heart pounding in the mirror. Sometimes, it flickers like a loading screen. I don't think the game wanted to scare me. I don't think it wanted to kill me either. It wanted to be me. And maybe, just maybe, it already is. If this game ever shows up in your feed, don't download it. Don't even search for it, because once it finds your name, it never forgets. And if you think this was the only transmission, you haven't met the others yet. This is Whispers Between Worlds. We upload horror daily.